Do you worry that the government is going to swoop in and take your money when you die, leaving your family penniless? If so, you definitely want to stay tuned. This is Ann Babiars, and this is Wait a Financial Minute, where I have retired attorney Michael A. Babiars to address this very question. Welcome to the show, Michael.
Well, thank you. And I think what I'll do today, since again it's Wait a Financial Minute, not Wait a Financial Hour, and this is a very long and detailed question, although I know you'll tell the folks how to get more details later on. But one of the most common, let's say, misconceptions is that when folks pass away, the government swoops in to take that money because their estate winds up going through some sort of court process. And people are very familiar with the word probate, although a lot of folks don't fully understand what probate is. And it is one of those court processes. It is a way for settling estates. But a couple myths about it. Number one is that, of course, every estate doesn't have to go through probate. There are many that do not. Number two myth is that probate has something to do with the government collecting taxes, when in fact probate and whether or not you owe the government taxes when you pass away are two completely separate issues. They are not interrelated at all. And third, there's sort of this vague feeling that probate is basically sort of a grab of money by the government, that maybe the fee or there's something that's owed the government is some ginormous amount. And if I could for a moment, just give you a quick idea of what actually is owed when someone's estate goes through probate, maybe that'll allay some fears. Because there's really four types of expenditures made by an estate where it goes through probate, one of which is, of course, final bills of someone, which could include taxes. Incidentally, that'll happen whether someone's estate goes through probate or not. The other is if you have an executor of a will, an administrator of an estate, a trustee under a trust, they're entitled to a fee. If it's a family member, they might waive that fee. But that person that handles your estate is entitled to be paid if they want to, and under most state laws, they're entitled to reasonable compensation. Attorneys typically become involved in settling estates, and this is one area where probate can be more pricey than other areas because generally it's more work for a lawyer. It's not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. And so there may be more monies paid out there. And finally, the fourth category is, yeah, the government does get their hands on a little bit of your money, but it's usually a little bit. Because if your estate does wind up going through probate, there's typically a court costs of some sort, but those are in the neighborhood of several $100 maybe generally in various areas of the country. So it's not some sort of gigantic grab by the government. So, I mean, hopefully the answer to that question at least helped to maybe dispel a few myths about probate and what that process is like.
Well, absolutely. And in our course, Protect Yourself and Your Assets, it goes very deeply into these issues so that people know they can walk into their attorney's office armed and not dangerous because they will
armed with knowledge.
Yes, armed with knowledge, because that is the most important thing. Preparation and planning and a little bit of knowledge can help you go a long way in protecting yourself and your assets.
Well, right, and I am retired from the practice of law. I practiced for 25 years, and I did estate planning and estate administration and asset protection planning, elder law, some corporate and business stuff. And one of the things that really made me happy was a knowledgeable client, someone that had some information, some knowledge that they brought to the table, because that made the process much more efficient on both of our ends. And it also could sometimes save the client some money. And it allowed us to go into fitting a plan to their specific needs very, very specifically and very, very seamlessly because they were an educated consumer. And again, although I no longer practice law and I don't give legal advice anymore, I've done a lot of teaching on this very topic, everything from a collegiate level on down to the course that you're speaking of that we created together for folks who want to go a little bit more in depth into these and many, many other issues about protecting their assets.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you so much for being on the show and weighing in a little bit. And folks, if you want to go more into depth and protect yourself and your assets, please check out the course below. And if you like these videos and you'd like to be informed of when the next ones come out, or maybe you'll go back and watch the others, please hit like, ring the bell, and subscribe to our list. Thank you so much.